going to start with the trainers. Bobby Rimmer, first of all, obviously a big history with everybody and a must-win fight. I know Brian looked great in his preparation for this fight, and you know how important it is.
I mean, you know, everybody knows the problems that we've had over the last couple of years with Brian, with his nose, with his elbow and everything else, you know what I mean? But this camp, I can honestly tell everybody who's here that this has gone probably one of the best camps we've had for the last 3 years. You know, I couldn't bring Brian Rose in any better shape than he's going to be in on the night. You know, this is the best Brian Rose that's sat at the side of me for the last 3 years. You know, the other camps, you know, the problems that he had with his nose, which started sparring with Kell Brook, and, you know, every time we went into training, the nose went, so we had to keep changing things, and before the Macklin fight, his elbow went and he needed an operation, and I wanted to pull Brian out before the Macklin fight, but he wouldn't, you know. He's a fighter, and fighters want to fight. That's how he is, and with his grit and determination, we got through the Macklin fight, and then he went away and had his operation, and his arm's fantastic. His nose is, I mean, it's a big talking point in the gym, his nose, you know what I mean? It used to look really well, didn't it? Now it looks like someone's attacked him, doesn't it? All the time. His modelling days, remember when that big picture was outside then, remember? But, yeah, so, you know, everything we've done in camp, and he's sparred 76 rounds. That's what he's done for this fight. You know, so I can do no more. We've done everything, you know. There's no excuses. There's going to be no excuses on the night. And, you know, you're going to see a great performance from Brian. Because this fight has given him a kick up the arse and me a kick up the arse. You know, as fighters and trainers, when you get to a big stage and then you're not on the big stage, you really do miss it. That's the truth. And for me here to be back in Manchester on such a fantastic show, you know, I was spoiled in the beginning because, you know, I was in Ricky Ratton's corner for all his fights at the MEN. So I as a trainer, I was spoiled. But this now, these shows that you're putting on, these shows are just exactly the same.
Obviously, the fighters know each other so well and they know their games inside out. How's it been for a trainer? Because Brian will know Jack so well, you will as well.
I mean, Jack Arnfield don't mean anything to me. You know, you look after kids and you give them the best, and sometimes it's not good enough and they leave you. It's happened to most of the trainers, you know what I mean? So, and yeah, it does smart in the beginning, but he's just an opponent to me. And that's it. You know, I couldn't care less about Jack Arnfield. He's just an opponent. You know, I don't dwell on, you know, what we did and what we didn't know. And, you know, of course I know about him. You know, he lived amongst my family for 5 years. You know what I mean? So I do know a lot about him. But, you know, he'll tell you he's changed and he's done this and the other. So, you know, we'll see on the night, won't we? You know.
Obviously, some big nights, winning the Lonsdale belt outright, challenging Andrade for the world title in New York, the Matthew Macklin fight, the Carson Jones defeat, and then avenging that loss as well, but must win.
Yeah, of course it's a must-win fight. I mean, Brian's at the stage of his career now where we're looking to get into the big time again. If he can't beat Jack Arnfield, there's no getting into the big time again. That's it. You know, Brian's put Blackpool back on the map in boxing. There was nothing before Brian. And, you know, that's, you know, people going about the money for this fight and this, that and the other. It's not about that. Jack Arnfield took this fight because he's jealous of Brian Rose. Always has been, always will be. But he'll never be able to get what Brian Rose has done and what he's achieved. You know, so Jack Arnfield's fight with Brian Rose is fueled by jealousy, not by money, not by anything else. Plain and simple.
Mick or Pat, you've had a great run with Jack Arnfield recently, some great wins. Of course, the John Ryder win was a great win, and Mick Hall as well. And a big fight, big opportunity as well. And I know you're confident going into this fight.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Jack's a credit to himself and to boxing. When he first came to us, he wouldn't have been sat on this stage now. He would have kept on the way he was going in the same gym as what he was beforehand. There's no chance on this planet he would have been up here now. No chance. Everything we've done in this camp has been good. He's been improving from the first fight that he had with us. He's improved with each and every one of them. So, you know, Saturday night, we've left no stones unturned. We always say that, but camp's gone well. He's had no injuries, like, you know, his previous trainers were saying. He was getting injured every other week, but maybe that was put down, and I would put that down to the training that he was doing at that other camp. We've obviously worked around it. We've substituted for different things, and he's had no injuries or anything. And Saturday night, you know, he's going to be 100%.
How do you see the fight playing out? Obviously, Jack knows Brian very well. How do you see tactically it unfolding?
There's two ways. Brian's either going to come to fight or he's going to be on his back foot to box. We've got an answer for each way anyway. We've studied Brian, the best of Brian, and we've studied the bad fights as well. So none of them are known as big punchers, but we also know that Brian does cut on his nose. We're not looking into that, but if that does happen, you know, that's going to play a part. I know they say it don't, but it is going to. I've been there myself. I just think Jack's going to be too sharp, too hungry, and I think he'll beat Brian on points.